We are live today. I am so happy to be back. I've been spending some time on vacation and playing gigs and stuff, and it's just so wonderful to be back. Again, my name is Angela Petrilli, and I am here with the folks at Fishman with a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. We are going to be learning what is and what should never be by Led Zeppelin. Great tune, really fun to play. Alex V, you're always the first one. You're always on time. Thanks for being here, buddy. So we're going to be learning this one today. What I want you to do, I want you to have your electric guitar in standard tuning. What I also want you to have, because there is a wicked awesome guitar solo that uses a slide. So if you have a slide nearby, great. I want you to use the slide. Doesn't matter what kind, we'll get into it towards the end of the lesson, but we're going to get to all of the parts. We'll do the solo at the end. So again, so happy to be here. We're live today. Such a great tune. Have your electric guitar in standard tuning. And again, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Absolutely helps the cause. Absolutely helps the cause. All right, so before we get started here, folks, you know I always like to ask a question. So let me know where you are tuning in from and your favorite Led Zeppelin song. All right, where you're tuning in from, favorite Led Zeppelin song. Here's one of mine, what is and what should never be. Here we go. There it is. Fun song to play. Really cool. Just the essence of cool. So again, we're going to be learning what is and what should never be by Led Zeppelin off of the iconic Led Zeppelin 2 album. This is going to be a fun lesson. Can you tell I'm excited to teach this one? Cannot wait. So what we're going to do here, let me tell you a little bit about, so I'm playing this on a Strat. If you have a Les Paul, awesome. If you have a Telly, awesome, right? With my Strat, I have the Fishman Fluence Strat style pickups in here. What I have is I'm in the neck position and I've got my volume at about 8, my tone at 10, and then what's really cool about the Fishman pickups here, it gives you 2 different options for tone. So I am in option 2. I have that kind of pulled up, and that's all the way up to 10 as well. And I'm going through a Princeton reverb amp as well. So those of you who like to know, like the tonage, that's what's happening. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the intro as well as the verse here. We're going to be going between 2 different chords, so good stuff. The chords have wacky names, by the way, but don't worry, not too hard to play. So it's an A13 and an E7. Okay, so stick with me on this. These are fun chords to play. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be using our first finger, second finger, and our fourth finger to play this A13 chord, okay? So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna get our first finger. I want you to go ahead and place that, okay? First finger on that 5th fret of the D string. This is a G note, okay? So that's what it should sound like, okay? You're gonna get your second finger here, placing that on the 6th fret of the G string. That is a lovely C sharp. And then your 4th finger here. This is comfortable for me to play, and I'll show you what I mean when we go to the next chord using this 4th finger here instead of our 3rd, okay? So 4th finger, I want that on the F sharp, 7th fret of the B string. So what I'd like you to do, strum from the A string downward, all 6 strings, or all 5 strings, including that high E. That's what it should sound like. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play that again. Just like that. Okay, let's do that one more time. Beautiful chord, isn't it? So that's that chord, our lovely A13. And what we're going to do here is we're going to strum this 8 times. He's doing, I've been watching a lot of live Jimmy Page, which is always great, right? Lots of live versions of this. And on the recording on Zeppelin 2, you could hear that it's just downstrokes, and it's 8 of them. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you are strumming this, light strums. Do not be aggressive with this. Really, really light. We don't want to dig. We're going to save that for the chorus when that heavy riff comes in. As far as the verses go, for this A13 and the E7, I want you strumming this really lightly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Now, watching him play this live, sometimes he'll throw in an upstroke or two, but again, no one, what's the phrase I'm looking for here? Jimmy Page took so many liberties live with these Led Zeppelin songs, so I encourage you, when you are playing these too, take some of that Jimmy Page energy of really making these songs your own and inhibiting that spirit of rock and roll that is Jimmy Page. Okay, so what we're going to do here, 8 downward strokes. From there, we're going to go to an E7, and we're going to play it this way. Okay? So just like that, notice, that's why I like to keep this 3rd finger free, because when we switch to this E7, so follow with me here, 3rd finger is going to go to that 7th fret of the A string. There's your E note. Okay? 2nd finger here, 6th fret of the D string, that is our G sharp. 4th finger goes down on the 7th fret of the G string. All right? So that is our D note. This is going to be our flat 7. And then you're going to get your 1st finger here, placing that on the 5th fret of the B string, which is our E note. Yes. Okay. You can strum every single string if you wanted. But from listening to the best of my ear, I think he's just strumming from the A string on this. So again, same thing, 8 downward strokes. Keep it light. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to do this slowly here. I want you guys to really nail this chord change. Okay, so we're going to take this nice and slowly, and again, we're covering a lot of ground with this because this is the verse as well. Okay, so this is intro and verse. So let's take these chord switches nice and slowly without the commentary. Follow along, all right? So here we go. In your head. Okay, leading with that 3rd finger, E7. Great. So that's what's happening there. Now, could you upstroke and kind of do some stuff and maybe lift some fingers up? We see this in some of the Jimmy Page live versions, where he'll lift up that pinky on the A13. This is another option. Maybe lift the 1st finger up, right? Listen to this E7 when we release the 1st finger. Really nice and beautiful and open. Really lends to the themes and to the vibe of the song. It's really great. So up to you, again, if you want to kind of take bits from the live version and bits from the studio recording, totally leave it up to you. So that is the verse and the intro. In the comments, remember folks, this is a live Q&A too. So if you guys have questions throughout the hour about, you know, certain little techniques and all that stuff, any other questions about the gear I'm using, stuff like that, please put them in the comments and I will get to them. I will get to as many of those as I can, all right? So that's what's happening there, covering a ton of ground. So let's go ahead and look. I'm calling this the chorus riff. Okay, I'm gonna play this at speed and then I'll play it just a little bit slower than I did at the top, all right? So here's that, I'm calling it the chorus riff. Okay, now I'm going to play it just a touch slower. We're going to break this up into two different parts, okay? So here we go. It's great. All right, so that's what's happening there. Let's go ahead and break this up. Let's look at part one, the riff, okay? So what we're gonna do here, I want you to get your first finger on the 5th fret of that D string, okay? This note is G. Throughout this entire riff, we are going to have the A string ringing the entire time. So that's going to be like that pulsating, right? That bass note. It's going to be ringing through, okay? So from there, I want you to get your first finger on that 5th fret. We're going to hammer on, okay, with our 3rd finger at the 7th fret of the D string. And we're going to strike that a couple times there. And we're going to alternate pick as we do this. Notice I am only highlighting the A string and the D string. That's it. I'm not playing all the strings. It's going to sound like a mess. We want to be nice and precise here. So when we are doing this kind of alternate picking, right? Up, down, a really, really shortened strum here, only focusing on the A string and D string. I'm going very into detail with this because this is just such a really cool, poignant, really, really sticky part of this song that I want you guys to really nail here. So again, shortened little strum here, alternate picking, however you want to look at it. Keep it close and keep it really, really tight, okay? Keep an eye out. I'm going to do this again. I want you to really focus on what's happening with my strumming hand here, okay? See how it's really tight? I'm going to do that again. Only focusing on the A string, D string again. And if it helps to kind of rest your hand on the body of the guitar, like your inner wrist, if it helps to get you to really keep that nice and tight, go for it. Just like that. One more time. From there, what we're going to do, okay, we're going to play that 5th fret, the D string again, that G note. And then we're going to go to the 4th fret, to that F sharp with that A ringing in. Notice how that A string is still ringing. Just like that. Now, part 1, part 2, here we go. And I'm keeping these fingers out of the way just so you can see that a little bit better. Here we go again. Again. from there, this F sharp that we're playing, with the A string ringing by itself, okay, open, we're going to strike that. Just like that, and then release. A string, D string, open. So that's going to sound like this. Striking upward on that last bit. And again, to the best of my ear, that's what I'm hearing that Jimmy Page did on the recording. Just like that, okay? So, let's go slowly. The whole riff here from the top, nice and slow. We can't play anything fast, we can't play slow, folks. And again, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to click that like button down here. It helps the cause. Share a video with a friend, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And if you want to find out more about these wicked awesome pickups from the guys at Fishman in Massachusetts, click the link in the video description below. Okay, there's my attempt at doing a Boston accent. Okay, from the top. Again. And again. And let's do that one more time. Okay. Now, this next part here, I'm going to give you two options. Why? Because Jimmy Page plays it two different ways. Here's the way that I like to play it. I prefer to play it this way. So, what that is, that's a fancy D chord and A chord, folks. So here's what we're going to do. First, I want you to place your first finger across the second fret of the D string, G string, B string, and high E string. We are not going to play the high E string. We don't want to play that chord. Nice chord. Not going to play it today, okay? So, just do it like that. Nice pinch. Again, notice how you cannot see my thumb. Why? It is pressing through from the back of the neck, okay? So just like that. I don't want to see any thumbs up here, right here, okay? What we're going to do now, we're going to get our second finger, placing that on the third fret of the B string. That's our D note. And you guessed it, third finger is going to play the F sharp because we don't have a third yet. So that F sharp is going to be at the fourth fret of the D string. So it should sound like this. We are striking just the bottom four strings, the D string downward. Okay. From there, we're going to play the A chord, and that's where I said, hey, don't play that high E string there, because if we do, it's an A6. We don't want that chord yet, okay? So, it's very fast. They each get one strike. From there, after we play that A chord, I want you to go here, this part of your hand, okay? Mute the strings. We don't want that to ring. We don't want to do that. Again, nice and tight. Just like that, okay? Let's go ahead and do this a couple times here, slowly. Then we'll incorporate it with the riff, okay? So here we go. And mute. That's why when you're strumming here too, stay close, right, to those strings, because then all you do is just put that part of your hand, just pat it down, nice and light. We don't need to squeeze or anything. Just deaden those strings, okay? Okay. Now let's go ahead and incorporate it with the riff. We're going to play it a little faster. I think we've got this riff down by now, so here we go. Okay, D and A. One more time. stuff, right? Really, really fun. Keep me posted. How's everybody doing in the comments? And again, question of the day, what's your favorite Led Zeppelin song? And where are you tuning in from today? I want to know. I want to know. And again, thank you all for tuning in week after week. Thanks for telling your friends. This is really good stuff. Super fun hanging out with you guys. It's been a while since I did like a live, so it's great to be here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and play the intro verse, okay? And then from there, we're going to do a chorus. I'll call out when the chorus is coming through, okay? Because I really want to focus on us getting these chord switches really, really beautifully in time, okay? So here we go from the top, okay? That going. Using that third finger to lead into that E7. Now a little bit of live version. Lifting that pinky up and down. And back to straight. And here comes the chorus riff. Stuff, right? So that's what's happening there. Again, that chorus riff, we're gonna do that 2 times, all right? Now, I said that Jimmy Page does this 2 different ways. So let me show you the other way that he does it. So again, those chords, if we look, what's this? It's a D chord and an A chord. So what I noticed he did live as well, and this was in the, where he was playing live with Jimmy Page. Really great DVD, it's awesome. He plays it this way. So you're going to get your third finger here. We're going to play the D chord in this fashion. Okay, we're going to play the triad right in this region of the guitar. So get your third finger here, placing it across, okay? It's only 1 fret, yay. Okay. 7th fret of the D string, G string, and the B string. If we're like, well, Angela, great, but what are those notes, okay? So we have an A at the top, 7th fret of the D string. Okay, then from there, the 7th fret of the G string. That's our D note, okay, that's our 1. So we've got a 5-1, and then our 3, which is the F sharp, that's going to be on the 7th fret of the B string, okay? So there is the D chord, and there's our A chord. So first finger placing that on the 5th fret of the B string, okay, that's our E note. Second finger placing that on the 6th fret, the G string, that's our C sharp, and then our third finger on A 7th fret of the D string. So when we switch, it's like that, okay? Might be a little harder for some folks, but I encourage you, get familiar with both. Really cool to add some really nice little touches on that, all right? It's just like that, all right? So let's go ahead and try it, and I'll call out. I'll say, 7th fret version, and then we're going to do the 2nd fret version, okay? So here we go. Now the other version. Now I'm going to play it a little faster, okay? If you could tag along, please, I encourage you to. I'm going to do both versions, so here we go. Okay, so pretty cool. I'll do that again. Reason why, both sound great. Both sound great. So I'll leave that up to you. Reason why I like this one a little better, particularly leading out of the second riff, is because we're going to have this section. That B chord comes next, and look where it is. Okay, so let's learn that part. We're going to do here, B chord, like this, okay? If we don't know how to play this version, I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so your first finger across the bottom 5 strings, okay? E string, we're not going to play it yet, okay? So first finger, I do not want to see your thumb, okay? Thumb at the back of the neck. If those of you who have a strat, notice this skunk stripe. Keep your thumb on that skunk stripe when you're playing, okay? Even if it's right on it or just underneath it, okay? We don't want it too high because then notice how that bar chord like smashes. We don't want that, okay? So your third finger then goes on the 4th fret of the D string, G string, and B string. It leaves these other fingers free. That's a good thing. Okay? And what we're going to do, I kind of, watching the live versions, it seems like what he does is he hits the A string, the D string, and then just kind of strums the other strings. Like that. That's what I noticed on the live versions. If you wanted to keep it and like pick those, you could do that too. I kind of like to strum it through. Okay. And then from there, all you're going to do, we are releasing the bar chord. Yes. Okay. Open A string. And same thing. Open A string, D string, and then just kind of strum the rest. So. Cool, right? Let's go ahead and do that again, a little slower. Okay, one more time. There, what we're going to do, so that was a B over A chord that we played. Lovely chord. From there, we're going to get our third finger. We're going to place that on the 4th fret of the E string. This is now a G sharp, so we can call this a B over G sharp, okay? And same deal, we're going to strike that G sharp, and then we're going to strum the rest of that chord. So. And I'm even striking that open A string too, okay? And that's it as far as that walk down. Notice how we went from B to A to G sharp. Cool stuff, okay? So let's go ahead and do that chordal walk down again. All right, so B to B over A to the G sharp, okay? We're only going to do that one time, and that's it. We only see that one part of the song, okay? So let's do this one more time. From there, okay, we're going to strike an E chord and a B chord one time. Those of you who don't know an E chord by now, I'm going to show you quickly. Okay, first finger, 1st fret of the G string, second finger, 2nd fret of the A string, third finger, 2nd fret of the D string, strum everything. Notes we're looking for, E, G sharp, B, 1, 3, 5. Builds a major chord, folks. Okay, so we're going to strum that E chord one time, and then we go to our B chord one time. Okay, I'm going to play this slowly. Here's how this sounds. We're including the walk down too. Okay, so here we go. Let's do it again. So here's what we're going to do here. We're going to go ahead and go over all three parts that we've learned thus far. And then we're going to go ahead, or actually, no. Let me teach you the rest of it first. Okay, so we got that B chord. I want you to strum an F sharp major bar chord. Getting ahead of myself here, guys. I'm having way too much fun. I want to get to this guitar solo. So, F sharp major bar chord, okay? First finger across all 6 strings, the 2nd fret, okay? What we're going to do here, 2nd finger, 3rd fret of that G string, all right? We've got our 3rd finger here, 4th fret of the A string, pinky finger, 4th fret of the D string, great. But Angela, what notes do we need? We need an F sharp, an A sharp, and a C sharp. That's what builds an F sharp major chord, folks. We're playing all those. Play all 6 strings. Okay, and Dwayne, you're asking if I'm live today. You better believe it, my friend. We are live today. Okay, we're gonna strum that F sharp. Let it ring, okay? From there, we're gonna slide it up to an A. Keep the shape as it is. Move that shape all the way up to the 5th fret. Your tip of your first finger should be on the 5th fret of the E string. And again, A major, A, C sharp, and E. Those are our tonal centers. Okay? From there, nice little mini riff. Get your first finger on that G note, 3rd fret of the E string. Tug it ever so slightly. And then the open E string. So from the F sharp, and I encourage you, listen to the original so you can get the timing down like really well, all right? So what I'm gonna do here is go ahead and do it from that B walk down. Dean, I appreciate it. Folks, if you're enjoying this lesson, click the like button. It really does help with the algorithm, and it helps get these lessons out there. So totally appreciate it if you click that like button. It does help. All right, so here you go, from the top, the B chord. Okay, let's do that one more time. Put it all together. Here's the chorus. Let's do that one more time. So Bill is asking, do I bend on the E? You bend on the E string 3rd fret. That's our G note. And then release, then playing the E string open. That's the E note. Okay, good question. All right. Let's see. Again, question of the day, folks. Where are you tuning in from, and your favorite Led Zeppelin song? Ramble On. One of these days. One of these days. It's on my list. Don't worry, folks. Okay, so let's see. So that's what's happening there with the chorus. From there, we go back to another lovely verse. Right? So yeah, it's good stuff indeed. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Or actually, I will leave it up to you guys. Let's see. Do you want to learn the slide solo now, or do you want me to wait and do it at the very, very end? Let me know. Put it in the comment section right now. I will wait for your answers to come in. You want to learn the slide solo now, or we can put it towards the end of the lesson. Again, it's super fun. It's such a great solo. And again, those of you, thank you all so much for making these lessons just so much fun and for tuning in week after week. It's just been an absolute blast. Okay, everyone wants to learn it now. Great, we're going to learn it now. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So, slide. I love to play slide. It's super fun. Great trainer of your ear and pitch and all that good stuff. Yeah, we're going to learn it now. Love it, folks. Thank you. Love it. I like to use a brass slide. I like to use one that's a little bit heavier at the top. I don't know if you could see this. See how it's a little heavier here, and then the bottom is a little thinner, so you see that. This particular one that I am using is the Rich Robinson Signature Brass Slide. I absolutely love this slide, nice and heavy, and I like to play on my third finger, okay? Again, I will go into some of the nitty-gritty about playing slide. If you want to learn more, I do have a lesson on the Fishman channel in regards to intro to slide playing. So you can look that up on the Fishman YouTube channel. You can see my little, I believe it was like a 10-minute walkthrough. So I encourage you to please watch that too. So big thing here, again, I like to wear it on my third finger. Some people wear it on their fourth finger. Some people wear it on their second finger. Great. I'm going to be teaching it with the third finger, okay? So again, we are still in standard tuning here. This solo is slide in standard tuning. All right, so I'm going to be using a pick as well as my fingers, also known as hybrid picking, okay, for some of the parts, and you'll hear it. Definitely keep an eye out on my picking hand so you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and play this now, and then we will break it up into a couple different sections. It's super fun. Okay, so here we go. So here's the solo. It's a fun one. Okay, so let's go ahead and break it down here. So, okay, slide, third finger. What we're gonna do here, break it up into parts. That's gonna be our first part here. Something to keep in mind, because we are not playing a bunch of strings at the same time, lots of single notes, right? It is very important, if there is one thing you take away from this, and again, it's something I mentioned in that Fishman video too, we want this first and second finger to be buffers, okay? Because notice, if I am playing this, and I'm doing this on purpose, if my fingers are out and not buffering, notice when I play these notes. See how it sounds really messy and really like scratchy? We don't want that. So by incorporating, okay, the first finger and the second finger on top of the strings, do not press. Just put the first finger and second finger on top of the strings. Let them rest. Do not press. And that goes for the slide too. Don't press with the slide. Think of this as a moving fret. Don't press with the slide. So those are the two big things that I want you to know. Don't press with any of these fingers. Let the weight of the slide do the work for you. And let your ear really listen to the pitch, okay? And really work it. Because again, it's very different when we're playing slide with our finger, or we're playing, guitar with our finger. When we're playing with slide, pitch has a little bit more fluidity, okay? So, third finger, again, nice and light, do not press. Ninth fret of that D string, again, get on top of the fret to start. If you find that the pitch is maybe a little out, move back and forth on the fret and find that sweet spot, okay? So for here, I'm going right on top of that 9th fret D string. Then I'm going to the 11th fret. And notice how I'm giving it a bit of a wiggle. Little sustain is what we like to call it. Then I'm going to the 9th fret of that G string. Again, don't press. Nice and light here, folks. You can do this. Let's do that again. From there, we're sliding from the 7th fret of that B string to the 9th fret of the B string. Okay, again, these buffer fingers are really going to come in handy here. We're going to do that slide 2 times. And give it a little sustained wiggle at the end, okay? Nice and slow from the top. Okay, nice wiggle. Let me give it a little more gas. Here we go. Again. Let's do that again. From there, go to the 7th fret of that B string, all the way to the 2nd fret of that B string, and give it a good wiggle. Okay, so here we go again. These are where these buffer fingers are going to come in handy. Notice how it's nice and clean. If I release the buffers, listen. See how I get a lot of that background? Don't want that. Buffer fingers. Nice and clean, okay? So, let's go ahead and do the first part nice and slowly here. Wiggle. Again. Now, when it comes to the second part, it's exactly the same, except this, that 9-7-2 line, okay, at the B string. We're going to go ahead and now include the G string on top. So it's going to be 9th fret, and so 9th fret of the G string and the B string, then 7th. Then the 2nd fret. Here's what it sounds like in context. How I am incorporating the sound of both the G and the B string is because I am hybrid picking. My pick is playing the notes on the G string. My middle finger is striking upward on the B string. Okay, so see that here with this hand? Okay, so that's what I want you to do. Part 1, part 2, slowly. Here we go. Let's do part 1. Part 2. Let's do that again. Part 1, part 2. Here's part 3. Now, that's a cool bluesy sounding slide here. what we're gonna do, okay? Again, slide, don't press, okay? We're gonna slide from the 10th fret of that B string to the 12th fret of the B string. And then we are going to strike the 12th fret of the high E. I'm going to do that slowly. Let's go ahead and do this a couple times. Don't forget that sustain wiggle, okay? From there, 10th fret of the high E, going to the 12th, back to the 10th. Here it is. Here we go again. One more time. From there, we're going to do 2 slides from the 10th fret of the B string to the 12th. Then we're going to do it backwards from 12 to 10. So that sounds like this. And again, keep that wiggle. Let your ear hear if you're a little out of pitch or not, okay? So let's do that again. Let's do that again. From this 10th fret of the B string, slide all the way to the 14th fret of that B string. So here's all of part 2. Nice and slowly, folks. And keep that momentum from the back slide of that 12th fret to 10th fret to get you all the way to the 14th fret, if that makes sense. Okay? Really nice vibrato there. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's combine parts 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Part 2. Part 3. There you go. Yes, Bill, really, really great observation here. Watch out for the fret rattle. So how we avoid that? Try not to press the fret, okay? Great. Alex, don't worry. Take your time with this. I know learning slide in the beginning, especially this solo, is kind of tough. Stick with it. Can't play anything fast. We can't play slow. And I know a lot of you say that you guys slow down these lessons on YouTube. So if that helps. I don't know how demonic I sound in slow motion. Hopefully it's not too horrible, but I encourage you if that helps. Again, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow, all right? So let's go ahead and do this one more time, the first 3 parts here. Here we go. Part 2. Part 3. Okay, so now part 4 is going to sound like this. Okay, kind of a variation of what we did. We're going to get our slide, okay, slide on the 12th fret of that B string, little vibrato, From there, sliding on the E string 16th fret. Just like that. Again, nice and easy. Soft touch, do not press. From there, go back to the 12th fret of the high E. Here's what that sounds like in context. Let's do that again. Okay, again. From there, we're going to go back to that 12th fret of the B string. Let's do that again. So there's the next part, okay? Slide, 12th fret of the B string. Go to the 10th fret of the B string. To my ear, it sounds like he's going to the 8th fret, but he could even be going to the 9th. Yeah, he's doing the 9th. So we've got 12th fret to the 9th fret of that B string. Back to the 10th fret, sliding the 14th. I'm going to highlight that section. Here we go. One more time. Okay. Here's all of part 4. Again. And one more time. Again, it's a great solo. Every cat in the neighborhood is crying. I'm sorry, Alex, don't worry. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. Don't worry. That's hilarious. Okay, from the top. Very funny. Part 3. Part 4. Here's where we start to have a little fun. Here's part 5. So that's what's happening there. That is repeated twice. All we're doing here, let's see, how am I sliding? Yeah, I'm sliding all the way from the 3rd fret. Keeping this kind of loose. Really want you to get into that mindset of that Jimmy Page, where it's nice and loose, okay? But still very precise, but again, really nice and loose and free. So 3rd fret of the G string and the B string, and then slide back. So you're at the 3rd fret of the G and B string, and you're sliding all the way to the 14th fret of that G and B string. And then sliding back. Again, nice and loose, but again, with conviction. Okay, so here we go. I like to hybrid pick that part. Okay, so that's repeated twice. Then guess what? We are now going up a whole step, so sliding from the 5th fret of that G and B string, now all the way up to the 16th fret, okay? And then sliding back, okay? So for context, it sounds like this. now to the 16th fret. Okay, now let's incorporate that with a solo. Here we go, from the top. Part 2. Part 3. Part 4. Part 5. Now there's this other little thing that I heard. It seems like after that part, it's a really kind of sort of thing that he does in the solo too. I heard it very, very faintly on the recording. 9th fret of the G string and the B string. And then just 7th fret of that B string and just kind of let it go. And kind of let it slide. Literally, okay? Something like that. So. So if you could throw that in, great. If you just want to stick there and you're a little nervous about going there, you could just stay at the 16th fret. Now here's the final part of this solo. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and look at it. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments how everybody's hanging with this. I know it's a little bit of a tough solo, but man, is it really, really fun once you get it down. And again, taking it part by part, like I always say in these lessons, you can't play anything fast and you can't play slow. And as always, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. It really does help the cause and help spread the word with these lessons. Again, sharing them with a friend, hitting that like button, again, really helps the algorithm and really helps me out a ton too. So, and again, I'm gonna do this. If you want to find out more, I got an online store, all that good stuff. You can check it out on my website, angelaPetrillimusic.com. Okay, so let's get to the end of this solo. From what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go to the 17th fret of the B string, to the 16th fret, to the 14th fret. And I'm getting a little fret buzz. So again, nice and light. Remember not to press. See what a difference it makes to have those buffers, right? Let's do that again. 17, 16, 14 on that B string. From there, 14th fret of the D string, 14th fret of the G string. And again, good little wiggle. From there, 14th fret of that B string to the 12th fret. We're going to go back and forth between those two a few times. Okay, let's take this slowly. Here's the final part. And since we're already there, 12th fret of that B string. And get that to go as long as you can. Okay? Let's go ahead and do it again. If we were to press on that slide, see how that sounds wacky? We don't want that, especially at that ending part. Don't press, okay? From the top of that final riff, okay? And then from there we go into a verse. So let's go ahead, nice and slowly, from the top of the solo. I'll call out the parts when I can. Part 1. Part 2. Part 3. Part 4. Part 5. Last part. So there it is. Fun stuff, right? Hanging in there, hanging in there. Hope everybody is doing okay on that part. Yeah, it's super fun, super fun. So that's solo, folks. So we do that, and then after that solo, we go straight into another verse into another chorus. So after we do that final chorus, so we have this. So, pretty cool. It seems difficult, but it's actually really, really fun to play. So we're going to do here, we're going to use 2 fingers to play this for the most part. First finger, yeah, actually, for all of the parts, first finger, third finger, okay? So first finger, I want you to place that across the 9th fret of the A string and the D string. So, I want you to play those 2 strings at the same time. My hair is not, there we go. Okay, so third finger then goes to the 11th fret of the A string. Just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to drop everything down a string. So now your first finger goes to the 9th fret of the D string and the G string. Same pattern. Just like that. Let's do that again. One more time. From there, so here's what's happening there. Same exact pattern. We're just bringing it back a whole step. So first finger across the 7th fret of the A string and the D string. From there, strike those 2 notes by themselves, that dyad. Now that third finger hammers on at the 9th fret of the A string, that F sharp. And then, guess what? We drop all of that, do the same thing. So that first finger across the 7th fret of the D string and G string, hammering on with the third finger at the 9th fret of the G string, or D string rather, D as in dog. From there, you strum an A or an E bar chord rooted on the A string. So first finger should be on the 7th fret of the A string. We're going to get our third finger here, placing that on the 9th fret of the D, G, and B string. Again, target centers of the E major chord, what are they? E, G sharp, and B. And we are playing all of those notes today, okay? So let's do this nice and slowly, and then we are done, folks. This was super fun. Again, if you guys, this is a live Q&A. I know we ran a little bit over today, but I wanted to get all these parts in. If you guys have questions, put them in the comments. I'll take a moment or 2 after the lesson to answer any questions you have. So if you got questions, put them in the comment section. So here we go. Nice and slow. Here it is a little faster. So once we really get into the building of that riff, you're going to hear the kind of muting that we have here. So how we make that sound, just don't press with this hand. And then strum with this one like you're strumming a chord. Just don't press and you get that. So check it out. And that's the song, folks. Really, really fun one. I love playing this one live. It is so fun. I actually played it earlier this week. It was just such a blast. Just such a fun song. All right, so I'm going to go through all the parts really quickly here at the end, except the solo. I think we went over that enough. But I'll go over all the parts again so you guys can have a watch. So here we go. So this is our intro and our verse, remember? Now here comes the chorus. Solo here, and then we would have another verse, and then another chorus, and then our outro riff. So there you have it. That is What Is and What Should Never Be by Led Zeppelin. As promised, I will take a couple of questions. Yay, glad everyone enjoyed this lesson. I'm so excited to teach this one this week. I'm glad everybody really liked it. Let's see, I did see someone had a question about slides. Try not to press. That is really the big thing here. Having those buffer fingers too, to really get out all of that kind of extra noise behind the slide that we don't want. So definitely, if you're going to play slide, I like to use my third finger. Other players like Sonny Landreth and like Joey Landreth and Ariel Posen, they like to use their fourth finger. Someone like Bonnie Raitt and Jason Isbell, they use their second finger. So really see what works for you. The third finger is what works for me. I really like that. So again, I encourage you, I plant the seeds with these lessons, so really see what works for you. But definitely just don't press when you're using a slide. No bueno. We don't want that. We don't want that. And again, I encourage you guys to watch my lesson on intro to slide on Gibson or on Fishman's YouTube channel, so you can check that out. All right, so let's see here. Glad everybody got a lot out of this lesson today. That makes me really, really happy. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, want to thank my friends at Fishman week after week for helping me run these. Again, if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Fishman's YouTube channel too, and click the link in the video description. You can see all the gear that I use on these lessons, including these Fishman Fluents, which I just absolutely love. These really are like really killer pickups. I'm a big fan, so you can check that out there. Where do you hide your slide when you play on stage? It's funny, when I play this on stage, I put it in my pocket, I grab it, and then I put it back. The spacing of the song really allows you to do that. So I love when that happens. So yeah, it's good stuff. Again, thank you all very, very much. These riff rundowns wouldn't happen if it wasn't for you. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for tuning in week after week. It is such a blast. Very thankful to all of you. So thank you very, very much. Again, if you want to check out more about me and when I'll be playing in a town near you, also my online merch store. I have a lot of people asking if I sell merch. The answer is yes. And if you want to check out my new album, The Voices, it's an EP, you can check that out on my website as well and anywhere you stream music. I get a lot of people asking, how can I support you with these lessons? Buy merch, buy my music, subscribe to the channel, all of that good stuff really, really helps. So thank you all so much. As always, wishing you so much success in your musical journey. Have fun with this one. The world is a little bit better with Led Zeppelin, isn't it? So thank you, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant, for writing a really killer song. This is so fun. Again, always representing Led Zeppelin. Love it. Everybody have a great day, and thank you all very, 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 very much.